Welcome to The Daily Dish with New York Times bestselling author Leanne Ely. Putting vibrancy back into your everyday life and feeding your heart, mind, body, and soul. Join us every day at 1 p.m. Eastern for Motivational Monday, Tuesday's Tip, Wise Woman's Wednesday, Thirsty Thursday, Food Fight Friday, and of course Q&A, where no question is off limits, and Soulful Saturday. Here is your host, Leanne Ely, and The Daily Dish.
Well, hello, happy Friday. It is FriYAY. You know how we celebrate around here. And I have full disclosure. This is a recorded Q&A. The reason we did this is because we've got friends coming in for the weekend, and you know what? I'm going to be fully present. How about that? That's what we've talked about that a few times, haven't we? So thank you so much for joining me, even in this recording. But I will promise you that the full team is here other than me. And we'll be answering your questions and helping you out any way that we can in the comments. But it's really odd for me to not be saying, hey, welcome to everybody who comes in. But that's okay for today, right? Anyway, our quote of the week, I always love. It's pearls don't lie on the seashore. If you want one, you have to dive for it. And that's such a good lesson. And I think that's kind of getting into my top 10 quotes, maybe not in the top 10, but close. And you'll see why I'm saying that. Of course, today is Q&A. And if you want to be on next week's show with your question being answered, nutrition, cooking, whatever, we've even done hairdos here before, send them in to support@savingdinner.com, question for Leanne on Friday, and we'll get it taken care of. That's all you have to do. We'll take care of the rest. How about that? The other thing that I want to really recommend is that you go take a look at our Full Bloom page. Full Bloom is our big event. It's a workshop, it's a conference, it's a confluence, I love that word, of everything, of our community. And we're getting together here live in person in Brevard on September 11th, an all-day workshop on Saturday. And then Friday night, we're going to have a little VIP action. We're calling it the meet and greet floating boat because we're going to have the boat going. There's going to be wine. There's going to be hors d'oeuvres. It's going to be something else. And then for those who are still around, we're going to have a little see you later brunch, farewell brunch at my house. How about that? I'd like you to take a look at it. Go to savingdinner.com/bloom for all the details. And you can see, exactly how this will work. One of the things that we have done to make it a little bit easier and more affordable and something that you can plan for is we've added the option of a 3-pay, meaning that you can break up the payment into 3 parts. Now, understand when you get here, and if you decide to participate in Friday, you're going to be taken care of for all your food the entire time that you're here. So that's, one less thing that you have to worry about. And you're going to be in the company of some incredible women. We've got a lot of people who are going to be here, a lot of people you probably want to meet and that you've connected with already. So go check it out, will you? It's savingdinner.com/bloom. The virtual option is there, of course, as well. And don't forget, you'll be able to get the virtual connect. When you order the virtual, you'll get to keep the conference and see it again and again. Cool. Also, the other thing that I need to tell you about is Leptofix. That is our supplement of the week. And I'm massively always been in love with this supplement. Just recently, I started just looking at it and going, I think I need a little bit more oomph in my day because I have been getting at 2:00 in the afternoon. Don't ask me why. Maybe it's just right after my show or whatever, but I just want to go rattle around in the cupboards and see what's in there. Not hungry, but it's just, your leptin breaks as you lose weight. And during the Hot Milk 30, I lost 7 pounds. And I know a lot of you have lost a whole lot more and just amazing. So leptin breaks when we are losing weight because it lives in our fat. So I've doubled down on it and it's just made a world of difference. And to that end, we have Leptofix available as our supplement of the week. If you buy one, we'll send you a second one for free. Screaming deal, coming to the end of it, by the way, on Monday, it'll be gone. So don't wait on this great deal. Go to savingdinner.com/show for all the details on this. All right, deal? Pinkies up? Of course. And then also we have the gala coming up. It is coming up July. I was going to say June, but that's not true. July 13th and 14th. And if you go to our gala page at savingdinner.com/gala, you will get all the details. Okay. You have to sign up for each one, the evening ones, because they're 2 separate events through Crowdcast. But this is where we're going to put on our razzle dazzle, play some music, get down on it, and it's going to be super fun. I just don't want you to miss out on any. There's 4 of them. I don't want you to miss any of them, but especially the evening ones, because they're going to be something else. We've put all of our success tools in one place. I'll talk about those a little bit later. And especially if you watch tomorrow's show, which is the last of our stuff from my journals. I'm going to be sharing with you tomorrow some markers of transformation that have really helped to move the needle in my life, because what we're working with here out of my journals is stuff that has impacted my life and changed it. Mostly, and just other things that I've been thinking about and stuff. And I'm sharing it with you, and let me just, full disclosure, I have never in my life sat down and wrote a journal entry thinking, oh, someday I'm going to share this with thousands of people. Don't usually do that. But, as I go back and read them and I say, that's some good stuff. And yes, I remember when that happened, and that's why I'm sharing it with you. Okay. So you're going to want to be here for for Soulful Saturday, because too, that's when the quote of the week changes, and that's when we get ready for the rest of the weekend and all of that. So it's a set. I'm setting you up for that. Okay. We have our tools that I love so much, and they are the mindful mug. I've got everything kind of stacked up over here. The Take Back Your Life journal. This is hot stuff. Let me just tell you, if you don't have one of these yet, you need to get on that. And then, of course, the quote deck, which comes with this cute little easel stand. Isn't it so sweet? It's, sits there right there on your desk. And all these different quotes. And quotes are one of the biggest needle movers in my life. And I didn't even really understand how impactful they were until much later on. And I'm going to share a little bit about that with you later on today when we start getting into the question and answers, because we had some cool questions this time. That's it so where do you find these tools? Don't you want to know? Go to savingdinner.com/tools, and they're all right there. Okay. And that is all the things. That's all the things. Isn't that exciting? So, I also have to tell you that right now, the pop-up boutique is open. Isn't that exciting? Now, I don't remember exactly. I think, Jenny, Jenny will put it in the chat, but the pop-up boutique is open. If you're already registered for Take Back for the Full Bloom workshop, you're going to already have that little email. It went out around noon Eastern today. And you're going to want to go take a look and see what's there, because I am ordering all the things. I think the whole team is. It's so crazy. If you go to savingdinner.com/pop, that's where you're going to find it. That's our pop-up boutique. That's where it all is. Now, order as soon as you can, because it takes a while to get this stuff. You're going to want full swag, okay? You're going to want that. Also, our swag bags, oh my gosh, they're on point as well. And we're going to be starting to send those out in August. You want to be on that. If you're virtual, you will get it in the mail. If you come in person, you're going to get it here in person. And they're slightly different because, there's different things happening when you're here versus not. It's going to be fun. Let's get to the cues, shall we? Okay, first things first, from Amber. I've seen some recipes specify olive oil, but not extra virgin. How do you know which one to use? Should we always avoid extra virgin? Thanks. Such a complicated question. TJ Robinson and his wife Megan are friends, and we had them over for dinner a few weeks ago and just really had a wonderful time. We talked about olive oil, and TJ is the owner of the Fresh Pressed Olive Oil Club, and I was one of the very first people to promote them because their olive oil was, I'm very particular about my olive oil, and once I tasted their olive oil, I was just like, there's just nothing like it. So I was saying to him, never do I ever do olive oil from any other place. And never do I cook with it, though. I only use it for raw stuff. And he said, oh, you can use this olive oil to cook with. And I said, but olive oil has like such a low smoke point. And he goes, well, not this one. And it's the quality of the olive oil. And sure enough, I have tried it a few times. And this particular olive oil, you can cook with, even on like a medium high. I wouldn't go all the way to high. Avocado oil has a higher smoke point than that, but you can. Now, it depends on the quality, again, of your olive oil. Otherwise, just choose, not extra virgin, just choose olive oil. You can see, if you go into the grocery store, you can see the different ones, but I cannot tell you that that's a good quality olive oil. They're all different. And unfortunately, there's a whole world of counterfeit foods. Did you know that? Even tuna, even salmon, where they have taken other fish and dyed them. So I don't understand how that all works. And I don't understand why people aren't getting in trouble. But that's why we promote the things that we promote here at Saving Dinner. That's why we're all about Butcher Box. And I think we just sent out something. That's why we tell you about dry farm wines. These are verifiable biodynamic wines and, lower sugar, lower alcohol wines, and they're not going to affect you as terribly. That's why we tell you about TJ and Megan's amazing company, Fresh Pressed Olive Oil Club. Certainly not the cheapest olive oil, but the best quality I've ever tasted. So if you're going to use olive oil for cooking, make sure it is quality olive oil. And remember smoke point. Smoke point will show itself. All of a sudden your oil will go from shimmering to smoking, and at that point it becomes trans fat. So don't use it. Cool the pan, clean it out, and start over. Okay? This is from Kelly. She says, thanks for the great workshop and the sprint. I'm on a low sodium diet for my Meniere's disease, inner ear. How can I make morning eggs and spinach taste good? In the past, I haven't enjoyed spinach and would only be able to eat this combination with salt added. Any and all tips would be welcome. Well, I would go with salsa to start because salsa is wonderful. It's basically pretty low carb. Just make sure that you have a non-sugar added salsa. That's going to add a little flavor. And I would add a whole bunch of fresh chopped cilantro. Super low carb. It's also a heavy metal detoxer. Did you know that? And it helps your body to detox, including your liver. And it's wonderful. It has good flavor. Some people don't like it, but it has really good flavor. And she said, P.S. Your hair looked especially beautiful last night during the workshop. So pretty. Thank you for that. I'm reading that because it's nice to have somebody say something sweet about you. And I used to always, once upon a time, say, oh no, blah, blah, blah. And now I'm going to say thank you because that was a very sweet thing she didn't have to say. This is from Lisa. This one cracks me up. She says, I have an older chocolate paleo protein. I know there's a newer one as I received a small one in the mail a month ago. Heads up, same weight. It's just a smaller jar. Okay. It's the same. Well, I shouldn't say it's the same weight. It's the same 30 servings. Okay. So it's not smaller. You're not getting less. You're getting the same 30 servings. Does that mean the older one I have is no good to use? No, it does not. It just means that the flavor is not up to standard, shall we say, or just because it tastes gross. I say it tastes gross. And she said, should I toss it? Let me just tell you this. So Mark has all the stuff all the old chocolate that we had that I just said, please, I had it all out in the garage and told him to toss it. He's using it. I said, it's horrible. It tastes awful. He said, there's nothing wrong. It's not going to kill me. So your mileage may vary. For me, toss it just because it tastes terrible. But like Mark said, it's not going to kill you. So your choice, totally your choice. Also, the Immunity High Five, there are 60 in the Sleepies, quercetin, zinc, and 30 in the vitamin C. Does that mean I should take 2 of the ones that have 60 in the bottle and 1 of the ones with 30 each day? Yes, except for the zinc has basically 60 and it's 1 per day. Now, I say that, and believe me, every single one of our bottles on the back, it has supplement facts, and it also has directions for use. So you can always look on the back of the bottle if you have any kind of question. There are times when you can double up though. So for example, this vitamin C has 500 milligrams of vitamin C in it. If you're coming down with a little bit of a cold or whatever, double up. This quercetin, you're supposed to take 1 of, I take 2. What quercetin does, it's a bioflavonoid of vitamin C, and it puts vitamin C on steroids. It's just really phenomenal and really remarkable. So, you can mess around with how much you take and you will not die, right? You will not die. If you take too much vitamin C, you might get a little diarrhea. So just keep that in mind. It's pretty simple. But always remember that first things first, look at the instructions on the back. And then if you have questions like, what if I took 2? What if I took 3? Like, for example, our zinc is very low. Like, I think it's 11 milligrams. You can take up to 50 milligrams a day, If you're getting sick, you can pop it up and take 4 caps of that. It's not gonna harm you. All right. This is from Priscilla. Will a collagen help with healing my scar? Yes. Because remember, every 28, 30 days, we are building new skin cells. And what do we need for new skin? Well, remember this, that skin is a protein, right? That skin cells are made from protein. And a structural protein is exactly what collagen is, and it's exactly what your skin is. What do we need? We need collagen because 97% of us are deficient in it. So collagen building, when you're going through something like Priscilla is with her scars on her knees, all of this, there's 3 things that I think are imperative for doing when you have any kind of a healing going on, whether it's a scar, whether it's you're getting over sickness or anything like that. And it's to double down on your collagen. So what do you do with that? So Perfect Paleo Protein, do your Target Trifecta Shake every single day on the regular. Do that. Number 2, the next thing to do is take your beauty support. She asked, will beauty support help too? You betcha. And number 3, she says, how many beauty support supplements can you take in a day? You can do, when you're in the healing mode, you can do 4. Do 2 in the morning, do 2 in the evening. Okay? It's not going to hurt you. Like I said, this is not going to kill you. This is just extra, giving yourself an extra whammy. Okay? So do that. And then she asked, what can help with excessive skin when losing weight? So I've got 2 things for you that's also going to help with this, with healing. Isn't this great? Don't you love it when everything kind of connects together? It's fasting. Extended fasting. When I say extended, it's going beyond the 12 hours. It's going more into the 16, 18, and maybe even pushing it a little bit more. I try to every day, I wait to see how my body's going to feel. Sometimes I wake up, it's 5 o'clock in the morning, and I run to the bathroom and I'm thinking, oh no, I'm hungry. I don't want to be hungry when I wake up, and I go back to bed, take my thyroid, go back to bed. And fortunately, I like it when I wake up and I'm not hungry because then I can extend my fast. Extended fasting is when the chemistry happens. And this is a whole chemical reaction called autophagy. Autophagy is when your body goes into metabolic cleanup mode. And this is when I say the little Pac-Men come out and start eating things up. Metabolic clutter in your body, toxins in your body, excess skin, yes, skin tags. Stretch marks, what else? Scars. All of this starts to really, really fade. I shared a long time ago that, years ago after losing 70 pounds, I had a breast lift, no implants, just a lift, and just bring the girls right back up where they belonged. And it was called a mommy makeover. And it was hip bone to hip bone, getting all that excess skin off. They took off 10 pounds of skin on my belly because I had that much there. And I only lost 70 pounds, but it was just from having 2 almost 10-pound kids back to back. So when I I would put all this stuff, I did everything that they told me to do. This is back in 2015. It wasn't, and that scar was just, I looked like I had a zipper on my abdomen, but now it's so faded. I mean, you still can see it. It's so faded. It's from the fasting and it's from the collagen building. And this is what we do in order to clean things up. First of all, we clean up with the extended fasting, and I would do it just as long as you possibly can, every other day or whatever. But if you're starving, go ahead and eat. You sometimes you have to build up for it. And then also add in the collagen. I would do it 3 times a day. Perfect Paleo Protein, at least 1 serving. Double down on your beauty support as you're healing that scar, and bone broth, a little cup here and a little cup there. This is not snacking. It's just helping your body with it. Now, if you're hungry or whatever, you can have it as a snack. But again, you know what I'm talking about. Priscilla, because you've done all of this. And that's what was going to happen. That's what's really going to help with the excessive skin. Some people suggest, and you might go to dietdoctor.com. This is, I believe this is all of Dr. Fung's trained folks who can help you with extended fasts. I say you should do these supervised because there's a lot of things that need to be taken into consideration, especially if you've ever had any kind of, if you're on medications or you've had any kind of eating disorders in the past or whatever. But this is how excessive skin doesn't happen and how it can be prevented and helped. And I always use a very sad, horrible example. If you ever see prisoners of war being taken out of war camps and they're just skin and bones, you don't see them with great big sheets of skin hanging on them. And not everybody went in there at their ideal way, right? Same when the Holocaust pictures and all of that. There are, the reason why is autophagy. Autophagy, they went into, it was a forced starvation, yes, but when it's not forced and when it's a controlled thing, autophagy is the chemical thing that happens. And there is a cleanup and there is, of course you get, this is extreme autophagy past the point of where you don't want to go. I'm not advocating for that. You understand that. But I'm just showing you how excessive skin does not happen when you're in a place of forced starvation or you're in a place of controlled fasting and longer ones. So if you decide that this is something you want to pursue, strong suggestion is you do the fasting and the collagen loading, just like I subscribed, and also do it under the supervision of somebody who knows what they're doing. Okay? Marianne says, just curious, keto sticks are good, but this time, not once have they changed color in 30 days. I followed the 30-day hot melt, the hot melt 30 almost to the letter, almost. What could be the reason for this? Well, there's several reasons. First of all, it could be a genetics thing. Maybe it's just, it takes a little while or whatever. But understand too, that when we're, getting into ketosis and stuff, sometimes we can have sugar stored in our liver, kidneys, we could have it stored in our muscles, and depending where we are with the fat, we might initially get it, might initially get into ketosis, and then it just takes a minute. So there could be that. It could be a matter of you're not getting enough sleep. And if you're not getting enough sleep, remember what happens. We have a hierarchy of need. So when you're not getting enough sleep, that means that your body is going to wait on the ketosis part, because the ketosis is a later on thing, and go for something else that needs healing. Very simplistic terms, of course. And I can't prove that to you, but I have seen this again and again. You've got to dial certain things in. So there's 4 things that I would do if I were you. Take a look at your fasting window. If you're going 12 and 12, let's push it to 16. Let's push it so that you're skipping breakfast and maybe breaking your fast still with your Target Trifecta smoothie, but doing that as a lunch instead of your break fast. Try that and go to 2 meals a day. Try that. I would shake it up with doing a dirty fast day. That means that when you dirty fast, it's it's 500 or less calories for a day, just to shake it up and just give your body, like, say, oh my goodness, what's going on here? Sometimes our bodies get used to things and we need to shake the box and say, let's do something different here. That's another thing. Hydration could be a big part of it. Are you hydrating enough? Maybe you need more. I would also add in the hot melt mix because of the exogenous ketones, MCT, and all of the electrolytes that are in there. That's going to help hydration on a cellular level. So definitely do that, and also double check and make sure your hydration station is set for what it is exactly that you need. The other thing is, and if all of this is you're saying, yeah, I've got that, then let's go take a look and pull out for a couple of days anyway, anything that might have a few extra carbs in it, like onions, like whatever, or even taking out the greens and just doing like meat or chicken or fish or whatever, just for a day. Just again, to shake things up and to make it just like, hey, what's going on here? So your body's going, I'm all out of kilter here. Your body's used to this, is what it is. Your body's just saying, hey, I'm used to this. And I will also say too, that watch, you will have a whoosh just by staying the course. You will have a whoosh because doing all of this, I mean, it's obvious to me that you're feeling good. You look great, by the way, Marianne. So I would just be looking at, this is one of the things you can do. And lastly, one of the metabolic, flexibility markers that we have to look at that needs to help to come in and change so that food's doing 80% of it. But the other 10, 15% is getting stress hormones under control, meditation, and movement. So your HIIT training, everything's in there. You know exactly what to do for that. You need to do HIIT. You need to do functional fitness as well. Some slow walks are really good, but add different things in there. Shake it up. And remember this, if you've started weightlifting, you might see an increase in weight, but you'll drop inches. I've seen that for myself. I've definitely dropped the inches way more than the weight. And that's because muscle, the same amount of muscle, so this is what it looks like. This is a good one. So this is fat, okay? And this is muscle. Look at it. And they weigh the same. In other words, fat takes up more volume than muscle does. So it's not about the weight as much as it is about the inches and as much as it is about the ratio of muscle to body. Okay? So those are the things that you can do. And just tighten up your eating window a little bit. Maybe you're eating now from 12 hours, maybe go to 9 hours, maybe go to 8 hours and just see what happens there. Remember, when we give ourselves that fasting window that we do, and that's one of the reasons why we do what we do with fasting, we give our body the opportunity to do the corrections and the healing that it needs to do and to start the metabolic process that we want. We want to see autophagy happening. Autophagy is like, it's the kingpin really of this whole ketosis thing. All right, last question is from Judy. I would like to know Leanne's favorite skincare rituals, basic supplements for everyday thriving if blood values are normal and nutrition is in good shape, and her 10 most inspirational sayings that have helped inspire her the most and supported her staying on track. My goal is to have a short, coordinated list to be able to refer to often for products and inspirational words and have that list right up on my vision board. I have a brilliant idea, Judy. This is one of the reasons why I'm always saying, if you don't have your journal, you need to go get your journal because it keeps us daily into our goals. It keeps us daily doing the things that we need to do. And one of my things that I oftentimes say is to somebody who is ever off track, just start where you are and make a checklist for your day. Because oftentimes that's what it is. We just need to be reminded, hey, is my hydration station set up? Hey, do I have my supplements all in a row? Hey, do I have a plan for movement today? All of these things help because remember, and especially if you've seen the Sprint webinar, you know exactly. And by the way, if you haven't seen it, Judy, it's at savingdinner.com savingdinner.com/sprint. That's where you'll find it. It's last week's, it's recorded, it's right there. It'd be a good reminder for you because that's how we get everything dialed in. It's more than just the food. The food, of course, is foundational. It's the plumb line that runs all through the Hot Milk Sprint. But when we start to dial in these other factors, that's when we really start to see things really happen. And that's when, you see the people that are getting all the amazing results. This is why, it's pretty cool. All righty. So as far as I'm going to tell you about my skincare ritual, we have and I have one product that I can't show you yet because I don't know. It might be coming into the gala. I can't even show it to you yet. You'll just have to wait and see. Yeah, and right now, Jenny's losing it that I'm saying anything. But here's my skincare ritual. It's very simple. I use a vitamin C wash on my face. And I'm very, careful. I wash my face one time a day, and that's at the very end of the day. Always take my makeup off. Always. I don't care if I'm, have to sleepwalk to do it. Never, ever do I go to bed with a face full of makeup, ever. It just feels dirty. So I never do that. After my face is washed, and even if I don't wear makeup all day, like on Sundays when I never have any makeup on, I always wash my face at the end of the day. You're carrying around the pollutants of the world. There's pollen stuck to your face and dust and dirt. You have to wash your face. It's gross not to wash your face. Wash your face every day at the end of the day. In the morning when you wake, and then I'll show you the skincare, which is the same morning and night. At the end, in the morning, I just use I use a new washcloth every day too, by the way. Use a clean washcloth and get my face just warm. And then I start with our first undisclosed, I use the stuff that I use on my face. I might use some apple cider vinegar on my face if I have little breakouts or whatever, or I need get rid of some exfoliating and stuff. Apple cider vinegar is amazing for your face, by the way. It stinks for a minute. It might sting for a minute. You just let it, do its thing and whatever. And then I go with the vitamin C. And the vitamin C, a vitamin C cream, maybe. That might be something. Gosh, listen to me. I'm kind of blowing everything, aren't I? All right, we'll skip that part for right now. But then I go with, I know, sorry, Jenny. I go with the Wise Women's Deep Moisture Serum. Now, in the summertime, I can wear a whole lot less than this. I probably take, I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 4 drops. I'll put that in combination with the Deep Moisture Cream. I'll put that in and just bup. Do you like my little noise that's going with it? Do that. Then I'm going to take my eye, neck, and lip cream, and I'll take just 1 pump, and then pop. Tap, 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 and then boom, 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 up the neck. Done. It's simple. It's, I always say skincare you can eat. This is skincare, basically, that you can eat, and it's really good, and it feels great. Now, you might need more moisture than I do. In the winter, I'm doubling down and sometimes more. I'm using a lot more of this. I go through more of this oil. It is a little bit of an oil in there, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff in there. You can, find out about all of our skincare stuff. But I'm telling you, it's almost like you can feel it going to work. It deeply hydrates your skin. Deeply hydrated skin, though, is also hydrated from the inside out. So I would recommend make sure you're doing your collagen with your perfect paleo protein, your beauty support, and your bone broth. Make sure as well that you're doing you're cleaning your face every single day, and you're immediately getting moisture on it right after you wash it. Right after you wash it. Don't let it get tight. That's just no. And then the other thing that I would add to that is, your hydration has to be on point. Hot milk mix, fiber mender, that's to get the hydration into the cells, and set up your hydration station every single day. If you're doing all of those things, that was in our skincare. We have a glorious, I think it's, what is it? Glorious Skin? I don't even remember. But it's our skincare workshop that I did to tell you exactly what to do. Now I'm 63 years old, and my skin looks better than it did when I was 53. My neck, if you got up close and personal, you go, yeah, I could see your wrinkles. And I'd say, so what? I don't care. I own it. But my skin is that much better quality, thicker, plumper, and it's all that collagen. It's using good skincare products that aren't going to inflame it and make it. I'm super sensitive. I can hardly stand anything on my skin. And I can't tell you how many products I've thrown out. This stuff is amazing, and you'll love it. And then doing the inside thing and with the hydration and collagen and everything is just so important. I'm going to give you I'm going to give you my top 10, at least for right now. But I will tell you that, have you seen our quote decks? I would get a quote deck if I were you. Those are at savingdinner.com/quote. And again, tomorrow I'm going to be talking about how important these tools are, and what a needle mover they are, and how they just change everything. Okay, so stay tuned for that. But quotes are especially important to me because I've seen they've given me new food for thought. because sometimes we just get tired of our own food for thought, right? We get tired of our own garbage. And that's exactly where I got to the place where I started writing these out, making screensavers, even taking them and making them into sort of passwords for some of my, accounts, so that it was always top of mind. Definitely on my vision board, definitely in the room. I'm looking at one right now, where your energy flows, attention goes. Yeah, there's a quote right there. But they're always everywhere, always within vision, so that I can change my mind, because these are the things that change your mind. So I'm going to give you my 10. I'm going to read them for you. Oh, and you asked about supplements. The supplements that I take, my exact regime was in a Friday Q&A, I think a couple of weeks ago. We will get you that video so you can take notes on that and just get exactly everything that I take is in our shop. And there's a couple of other things that I take that are online in Amazon, and we've got links for it all. Okay, is that a deal? All right, so let's go with the quotes now. Number 1 is one of my favorites. This one is my challenge quote, I call it, from Joseph Campbell. The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure that you seek. Isn't that so good? Yeah, and we all have some kind of fear that's holding us back, but it is the treasure that we seek. And by the way, our full bloom is from fear to here, and being able to find what our passion is, what our purpose is for this life. It was based from this quote, lots of meditation on this quote. Number 2 is old keys won't open new doors. Number 3 is whatever you're not changing, you're choosing. Number 4 is what you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become. That was a Thoreau. I think that's so good. Number 5 is if the plan doesn't work, change the plan, but never the goal. And if I'm not giving you the name of the originator of this quote, it's because they're anonymous or unknown. Okay. Number 6, don't live the same year 75 times and call it a life. Boom. Isn't that a great cosmic 2x4? Another Robin Sharma quote. And the second one, Robin Sharma quote that I absolutely adore is, what you think about expands, what you dwell upon becomes your destiny. I think that was my quote for 2018, because I realized that I was in this negative thinking loop. I call them negative thinking loops all the time. I know you've probably heard me say that, but this is the quote that was the double whammy for me. And it was, I believe, in our original quote deck. Number 8, Find a Way, Diana Nyad. Also 2016, I think, for that one, 2017. Number 9, a comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows there. Another cosmic 2x4, and that again is an unknown. And number 10, whether you think you can or think you can't, you're right. That's Henry Ford. So these are all, for me, a quote is a cosmic 2x4 that makes me sit up and take notice. And I think if it goes like boom to me, I know there's something that I need to learn from it. That's why I love quotes so much so that we have our 3rd quote deck coming out. So if you don't have this one, it's time, because we're almost out. Go to savingdinner.com/quote to go get it. And same with the mindful mug. The reason that we do this, it's a reminder. It brings us back to the place of understanding that we're about to sit down to a meal, and what we need to do is get mindful with our food and stop falling back on the old patterns. We've proven that those don't work. Anyway, that's what I have for you today. I really appreciate the fact that you show up for these shows, that you share them, and that you're a part of this community. Tomorrow, don't forget, you want to be here for Soulful Saturday. I've got some good, juicy stuff for you. Peace be with you. Thanks for joining me today. Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. You can find us on YouTube on the Saving Dinner channel or on the Saving Dinner Facebook page. Check back daily for new episodes, Monday to Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. If you missed the live show, you can watch the replay. Until next time, pinkies up.